have the real reason for a recent WWE release, and the next challenger for the AEW World Championship has been revealed. But first, let's get to the quickfire headlines, starting with the key stories from AEW Dynamite last night, where the show opened up with the fourth match of the best of 7 series between the Elite and the Death Triangle. The match would see Pac, Penta, and Rey Fenix take a 3-1 lead thanks to the help of a hammer. Due to the continued use of the weapon from the heels, stipulations have now been added to the next 3 matches, with next Wednesday's match happening under no disqualification rules, with the December 28th match having a Falls Count Anywhere stipulation before a ladder match 2 weeks later at the Los Angeles Forum. Death Triangle are only 1 win away from taking the series, so they might not all be necessary, with the Elite now fighting from underneath. Elsewhere on AEW Dynamite, Chris Jericho would attempt to bounce back from his ROH World title loss against Claudio Castagnoli at the Final Battle pay-per-view, with him taking on a quote jobber to take out his frustrations in what he called a tune-up match. The bout wasn't as easy as he expected though, with his opponent Action Andretti first kicking out to the code breaker to the shock of everyone. In the end, the match would lead to one of the biggest shocks in all Elite Wrestling history when Andretti was able to pick up the upset victory. After the huge debut, it was then confirmed by Tony Khan that he is officially all Elite, with his AEW career kicking off with a bang. Earlier in the week, a report would emerge from Voices of Wrestling that a big offer is on the table from Pro Wrestling Noah for the soon-to-be free agent Kota Ibushi, whose New Japan contract is set to expire next month. There is also said to be interest from AEW, who feel the move won't affect their relationship with NJPW. Kota would speak with Dark Puroresu Flosion following the reports, where he addressed his future in wrestling, and Ibushi would say, "My plan for the future is to have my own promotion and do a lot of volunteering. There are really big offers from AEW and all over the world, but I would like to make a contribution, but rather than visiting nursing homes and so on, of course I am also thinking of giving back to professional wrestling." On January 4th, 2023, New Japan Pro Wrestling will host their biggest event of the year, Wrestle Kingdom, from the Tokyo Dome. The next night, on January 5th, the promotion will bring New Year's Dash to the Ota City General Gymnasium in Tokyo, with New Japan announcing that the show's card will be a mystery card, and they would say, 2023 sees the return of New Year Dash to the calendar. This exciting start to the year traditionally sees a mystery card revealed to the audience, staff, and wrestlers as the event gets underway. On January 5th, 2023, however, things get an added twist. This year, the card will not be announced at all. Instead, matches will be revealed as wrestlers make their entrance. Internet champion Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, would speak with Chris Van Vliet this week, where he would address rumors of a WWE return alongside his wife Chelsea Green. Matt would respond to the talk and say, "I'll put it out there, one goal that I've been saying for a long time is to win that WWE Championship. Listen, when I got released, the goal was not to get back to WWE. It wasn't like, oh, what can I do to make them notice me? What can I do to get back to WWE? You can't think like that, I certainly can't. But I would be lying if I said I never want to wrestle at Madison Square Garden again, or I never want to have a WrestleMania match. Of course I do, because WWE is number one. So not saying, there's this plan to go back as soon as possible, but before I hang up the boots, I'd love to go back at least one time for sure." WWE are considering featuring the couple in a new reality series for the E! Network, with Chelsea said to have already agreed to return. This week, a report from the Wall Street Journal would reveal Vince McMahon's intentions to return to his former roles at the head of WWE, this after he retired earlier this year after a series of allegations made against him. Speaking about the matter on Wrestling Observer Radio last night, Dave Meltzer revealed that it's not 100% up to him, and that some of his strong allies are against his comeback, and Dave would note, "He does own probably close to 80% of the voting power. If it was a private company, he could be in tomorrow, but because it's a public company, the board of directors have to make decisions, and the board of directors, their job is to look out for the company, and they may very well believe, and probably do, that Vince coming back would not be the best thing. I know allies of Vince, very much allies of Vince, and very protective of Vince, and things like that, who are not business allies of Vince within that company right now, because they know that it would be the worst thing, and they are very strong allies of Vince." And next we have the real reason for a recent WWE release. Last night, news broke that Mandy Rose has been released from her WWE contract, this less than 24 hours after dropping the NXT Women's Championship to Roxanne Perez. Since then, there's been various updates on why the release took place, with it said to be linked to Rose's activity on the Fan Time subscription service, which is similar to OnlyFans, with her recently posting some, let's say, adult-themed content on the site. Dave Meltzer would later discuss the situation on Wrestling Observer Radio, revealing that there was a meeting involving the decision makers in NXT where the decision was made, and he would reveal. What happened was there was a meeting and Matt Bloom brought to Shawn Michaels, told him what some of the stuff that she's been putting on her subscription service is, and told Shawn what was there, and Shawn's immediate thing was, we've got to get the title off of her immediately. Switched around the whole show, got the title off of her. Meltzer would go on to add that WWE feel Mandy, quote, way crossed the line and felt they absolutely had to get rid of her. It was added that whilst the plan was always for Mandy to drop the title to Perez at the upcoming New Year's Evil show, NXT booker Shawn Michaels decided to move the match forward in order to switch the belt sooner. Rose has since taken to her fan time page to issue a short statement of her own, thanking fans for their support, with her writing, "Hey guys, thank you all for the messages. I am overwhelmed with all the love and support from you guys. And don't worry, the page is still up." Brian Alvarez has noted that WWE hasn't closed the door on a Mandy Rose return and that there is a possibility that she could come back, but for now she is officially gone. According to Alvarez, she is making more money from fan time than she was with her WWE contract. It's unknown if Mandy has a 30-day or 90-day non-compete clause depending on if she has an NXT or main roster contract, although given the reported amount of money she is making from her premium content, it remains to be seen if she will appear in another wrestling promotion. And before we continue with the next story, look, I don't want a lot for Christmas, but there is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want 40,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, why not help me out and hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn the notification bell on so you don't miss the latest wrestling news. Next up, the next challenger for the AEW World Championship has been revealed. Last night's episode of AEW Dynamite would be main evented by a match for the AEW World Championship, with MJF putting his title on the line against number one contender Ricky Starks. On the episode billed as Winter is Coming, the champion would retain after shoving the referee, opening up an opportunity to hit a low blow, leading to a roll-up for the pinfall win. Not only did Max retain his title, but he would also win his third consecutive Dynamite Diamond ring, which was also on the line after Starks won last week's Battle Royal. It wouldn't take long for Max to find out who his next challenger would be, as he would be confronted by Bryan Danielson of the Blackpool Combat Club. Bryan would charge at the champion, who managed to escape through the crowd, before Danielson raised the hand of Ricky Starks, putting him over for his performance in the matchup. The confrontation between MJF and Danielson follows Max's recent attack on William Regal, who is of course Bryan's coach, with Regal being written off of television recently after he helped MJF win the AEW World title, before being attacked by the champion 2 weeks later with his own brass knucks. Danielson would then come to the aid of his mentor, with there being concerns given the veteran's previous health problems. With Regal now written off of AEW television, with him heading back to WWE as a vice president, the storyline continues with AEW's biggest prize on the line. But do you think Bryan Danielson could be the one to dethrone the AEW World Champion? Let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 upcoming wrestling free agents that you need to know.